I'm Rondo. I watch bad movies. I want you to watch them too. Today's offering, Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. What is it about action heroes who think it's a good idea to branch into comedy? Arnold Schwarzenegger had this bright idea with Kindergarten Cop. Chuck Norris did it with Top Dog. And Jean-Claude Van Damme, well, let's be honest, most of his film career has been a joke. But for the ultimate example of this poor career move, you don't have to look much further than Sylvester Stallone's 1992 disaster of a comedy, Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. I'm not even kidding when I describe this movie as a disaster. This movie is notorious for being one of the worst comedy films of all time. It currently holds a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, and Siskel and Ebert went even further by giving it a 0.5 out of 4.
Really stunk.
It stinks. I think you're even almost being a little bit easy on it. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Okay, I'll submit
It
to
has
that.
no funny moments.
None.
It has no interesting moments.
None.
It has no interesting characters.
None.
Even the dialogue is done in such a way that the actors themselves seemed almost
Tired.
embarrassed when they were talking.
I didn't even think they gave half points in their reviews. Clearly with this movie, they made an exception. But it's not just critics who hate this movie. Oh no, not even the cast themselves enjoyed this movie. They can't even stand it. In a 2006 interview, Sylvester Stallone described it as maybe one of the worst films in the entire solar system. A flatworm could have written a better script. If the film's own star actor couldn't even stand it, then God help whatever audience this film was trying to reach. So what makes Stop or My Mum Will Shoot such a bad film? The tagline alone should have had people running for the hills. She did the laundry and washed the dishes. Now she's cleaning up the streets. I mean, really, they actually thought that that tagline with that poster and that expression on Stallone's face was going to make people want to see this crap. The plot is stupid, pure and simple. It thinks that elderly mother jokes were still funny in 1992. And whilst this could have been slightly amusing for the first few minutes before the actual plot kicks in, this movie never gets beyond this one joke. And it wasn't even funny in the first place. The entire storyline of this movie is about tough, no-nonsense cop Sylvester Stallone's elderly mother coming to stay with him and fucking up his life. That's it. Nearly an hour and a half of this woman screwing up her son's private and personal life, as well as his working life, and driving him round the bend. Now, when your comedy movie's highlight includes a scene where Stallone's mum washes his gun in the sink with bleach, and another where she points a gun at him until he makes his bed, you can see why I was so pissed off throughout this entire thing. Oh, and I didn't even get into the scene where Sylvester Stallone is wearing an adult-sized nappy. That scene will never stop being traumatic.
You know, you looked real sexy in those diapers.
If I wanted to think about Sylvester Stallone shitting himself, I'll just imagine his reaction to reading the script to Spy Kids 3D. Roger Spottiswoode would go on to direct Pierce Brosnan's 1997 Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies, and Sylvester Stallone would rebuild his career with successful appearances in Cliffhanger, Demolition Man, and The Specialist. But the less said about Judge Dredd, well, that's probably a good thing. So how do I sum up the experience of watching Stop or My Mum Will Shoot? I can honestly say that I have never seen a better example of an unfunny comedy film. This movie gets everything wrong. The script and dialogue is atrocious and dated as hell. The storyline is as weak as cold piss. And the acting, if you can call it that, has to be seen to be believed. In summing up, can I recommend this movie? Well, if you're a masochist who likes to find out why these bad movies have the reputations that they have, and to see Sylvester Stallone in a nappy, then I'd give this movie a go. But if you're looking for an enjoyable and funny Sylvester Stallone comedy, give Judge Dredd a try and leave this movie well alone. I'm Rondo. Watch bad movies. I want you to watch them too.
You know, you look real sexy in those diapers.